Have you ever wondered what actually happens when a company gets hacked or when a major system suddenly goes down? Do organizations just panic and start fixing things randomly? Hopefully not. Most organizations follow something called the incident management process. This is a structured way to detect, respond, and recover from a security incident. In this video, I'm going to break down the incident management process step by step. I will keep it simple, practical, and beginner-friendly. So even if you're new to cybersecurity, you will still be able to understand how it works. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what an incident actually is. A security incident is any event that threatens the confidentiality, integrity, or availability of systems or data. For example, think of a malware infection on an employee laptop, or a ransomware attack, unauthorized access to a company system, or even a large-scale service outage. If organizations respond slowly or incorrectly, the damage can become much worse. That's why companies use a formal incident management process. So when something goes wrong, everyone in the team knows exactly what they have to do. Most frameworks break this process into 6 main parts or steps. Let's walk through them one by one. Step number 1 is preparation. This step happens before any incident occurs, and actually it is the most important step. Preparation includes things like creating an incident response plan, training the security team, defining roles and responsibilities, and setting up monitoring tools. Organizations also run exercises to practice responding to an attack. For example, many companies run tabletop exercises. This is where the team sits down and simulates a cyber attack scenario. Then they practice how they would respond. The goal is simple. When a real incident happens, the team does not panic. Instead, they follow a well-prepared plan. Think of preparation like a fire drill. You do not wait until the building is on fire to figure out where to go in case of a fire. Step number 2 is identification. This is where the organization detects that something suspicious is happening. Security teams might discover incidents through monitoring tools, log analysis, intrusion detection systems, or employee reports. For example, a security team might notice multiple failed login attempts from another country, or an endpoint security tool might detect malware activity on an endpoint. At this stage, the team needs to determine whether the event is a real incident or just a false alarm. Once confirmed, the incident is classified and prioritized. For example, low severity might be a minor malware infection. Medium severity might be a compromised user account, and a high severity could be a major data breach. This prioritization helps the organization focus on the most critical threats first. Step number 3 is containment. The goal of containment is to stop the incident from spreading. Think of containment like putting a fence around a fire, so it does not burn the entire forest. Examples of containment include disconnecting infected machines from the network, blocking malicious IP addresses, disabling compromised user accounts, or isolating affected systems. Sometimes organizations apply short-term containment first. This quickly stops the immediate damage. Then they implement long-term containment. For example, patching vulnerabilities or rebuilding affected systems. The main goal here is to limit the damage as much as possible. Step number 4 is eradication. Once the incident has been contained, the security team focuses on removing the root cause. This could involve removing malware, detecting malicious files, closing security vulnerabilities, or resetting compromised passwords. Some frameworks also call this step remediation. The goal is to make sure the attacker cannot return and exploit the same vulnerability. If eradication is not done properly, the attacker might simply come back later. Step number 5 is recovery. This is where systems are safely restored to normal operations. Examples include restoring systems from backups, reconnecting systems to the network, and carefully monitoring systems for suspicious activity. During recovery, organizations often increase monitoring to ensure the attacker does not return. The goal is to bring the business back to normal operations as safely and quickly as possible. Finally, we have the lessons learned step. This happens after the incident is resolved. The security team reviews everything that happened. They ask questions like, how did the attack happen? Why wasn't it detected earlier? What worked well during our response? And what needs improvement? Most organizations create a post-incident report. This report helps improve security controls, incident response plans, and staff training. In cybersecurity, every incident is also a learning opportunity. So let's quickly recap the incident management process. As I mentioned earlier, there are 6 key steps. Number 1 is preparation. Then it is about identifying the threat. After that, you contain it, eradicate it, you do recovery, and finally, you do the lessons learned. If you remember these 6 steps, you will understand how organizations respond to cybersecurity incidents in a structured and an effective way. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing for more cybersecurity and cloud tutorials. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.